Penguin Random House Audio presents The Battle Drum, a novel by Saara El-Arifi. Read for you by Nicole Lewis with Dominic Hoffman. Note to listeners, this program includes a downloadable PDF that contains images and the glossary from the book. For my mother, whose battle drum has never stopped beating. My fighter, my friend, my champion.
A child of fire whose blood will blaze, will cleanse the world in 8 nights, 8 days. 8 bloods lend strength to lead the charge and eradicate the infidel. Only gods emerge. Ready we will be when the ending fire comes. When the child of fire brings the battle drum, the battle drum, the battle drum. Ready we will be. For war will come. The foretelling of the ending fire, preserved in oral history by the Zalam. Recalling the events of the Final Strife as told by Griot Sheth, accompanied by his djembe drum. It all started with a babe, stolen, on the run, a rebellion beginning, a rebellion begun. And the tide wind, of course, with its nightly hurricane, stronger and stronger as the days fade. Boom. Ember children taken, the sandstorm born, the Wardens' keep breached, families torn. Boom. Sylah Eliana was one of those stolen for her red blood, the only caste that can rule. For over a decade she was schooled by blue-blooded dusters to one day compete in the Aktabar trials, the winners of which determine the next 4 rulers, our wardens, who preside over the guilds of duty, strength, truth, and knowledge. Boom, boom, boom. Aho! I see you raise your eyebrows. You think I've missed off a 5th. Why, yes. Indeed, the warden of crime does exist, but not in the keep up there on the hill. He lives underground. Well, he did. There's more to tell. Boom. Sylah's destiny was to win the Aktabar for strength. But destinies can be thwarted, especially when confronted with Uka El-Sari's vengeance. Warden Uka's hatred of the sandstorm ran deep as a mother's love, for it was her child the rebels had taken, leaving Anoor El-Sari masquerading as an ember in the keep. Boom. Children lost. The sandstorm dead. The warden's keep sealed. Uka's bloodlust fed. Boom. Only 3 survived the massacre Uka reaped: Leo, Sylah, and her training partner Jond. Take a bound or a leap, skipping the years. I take us to 6 moon cycles ago, the tide wind stronger than ever, when Jond reappears. Boom. 20 years old, with more lives behind the eyes, Sylah made a name for herself fighting in the ring run by the Warden of Crime. She barely noticed the beginning of the Aktabar, once the culmination of her dreams, now out of reach. She traded for joba seed drugs with anything she found. A frame, a picture, or perhaps a map? Boom. No. The map she kept because it looked out of sorts, with a swirl in the corner where there shouldn't be. There's no land beyond the sea, so the wardens preach. The ending fire killed every life form. Now there's just you and them and me. Boom. Now, back to Jond we go. With the Aktabar starting, he came to the capital to have his reckoning. Boom. The sandstorm resurrected, a new master to lead. Sylah's purpose rekindled, a secret revealed. Boom. Leo told Sylah that she's the true daughter of Uka El-Sari, the Warden of Strength, and encouraged her to sign up for the Actor. With Sylah's curiosity set aflame, she infiltrated the Warden's keep to take a look at the impostor, the girl who stole her life. But Anoor's mind was sharper than anybody knew, and she trapped Sylah. They made a trade. Sylah was to train Anoor in order to win the Actor, and in return, Anoor would teach Sylah how to bloodwork, a privilege of power only given to embers. There was a third deal made unbeknownst to Anoor. Sylah would teach Jond her bloodwork skills and spy for the new sandstorm leader. But who was this leader? Perhaps Sylah should have known. Boom, boom, boom. An interlude. Let us not forget the tide wind with its nightly hurricane, stronger and stronger as the days fade. Boom. 5 trials completed. Love overcomes hate. Now Sylah must choose. What is Anoor's fate? Boom. The Warden of Crime, Lut, reveals himself to be the new sandstorm leader. Master Inansi is his true name. Inansi commanded Sylah to kill Anoor before the final trial against Jond. Boom. Now a predicament presented itself. The sandstorm, or Anoor. Loyalty, or love. Boom, boom, boom. Aho! It wasn't even a question in Sylah's mind. It was always going to be Anoor. So she locked her away to stop her competing. Boom. Now there's someone who's been lurking in the silence of my words. But without the silence, how does a sentence form? That is Hassa's integral effect on this tale. As a ghosting, her reach is far, but her knowledge all the deeper. She knows more than Sylah of the sandstorm's plans, and even more than that besides. Hassa guides Sylah toward the truth. Remember the map that had Anoor and Sylah searching? A mere quarter of the whole. Boom. An empire of lies. There's a world beyond. No ending fire at all. The ghosting's land gone. Boom. Dusters and embers had invaded the ghosting's home, taking their knowledge of bloodwork and silencing them by severing their hands and tongues forevermore. Sylah returned to Anoor, equipped with this knowledge, but the woman had burst free from her jail, blue blood marring her exit. Boom. Ayo, yes. Anoor had known she could bloodwork with her blue blood ever since she escaped her mother's clutches. For Anoor's childhood had been marred by the shade of what could have been if the sandstorm hadn't stolen Uka's true child. Boom. Anoor's sword is leveled, her armor bound, the empire on its knees, a winner crowned. Boom. But it wasn't Anoor, was it? Dressed like her love, Sylah fought Jond for the win. Anoor was drugged and hidden, safe for a time, ready to claim her prize as the new disciple of strength. And the tide wind, with its nightly hurricane, stronger and stronger as the days fade. Boom. But what of Sylah? Anoor's trust broken and hunted by the sandstorm. There's only one place she can go, a voyage across the sea, to the lands beyond, a quest instigated by the ghostings, to seek aid to combat the growing strength of the tide wind. Boom. On her journey to the ghosting settlement, Sylah is intercepted by Lut and Jond. Did they not learn? Sylah is not so easily killed. Instead, she captures Jond and murders Lut. But Lut's blood isn't red, or blue, or clear. It is yellow.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?